Welcome back to our channel, folks. Today we have an incredible story to share with you. The rise and challenges of a financial giant that has shaped the world of investing. It's a story of grit, determination, and resilience. In the unforgiving world of Wall Street, a man poised to reshape the financial landscape of America was not a product of privilege. He was a visionary who, through relentless determination, revolutionized the way people invested. This is the story of Charles Schwab, the man who defied all odds to build an empire. In 1905, Charles Schwab's grandfather moved from New York to California, seeking a fresh start. He established himself as a respected lawyer. Charles's father, Lloyd Schwab, followed suit, also becoming a lawyer and eventually the district attorney for Yolo County. As a young man, Chuck faced immense pressure to succeed, but what he did not know was that he was born with dyslexia, a learning disability not officially recognized until the 1970s. Chuck was a strong-willed person, rereading books after school, translating words into something his unique mind could understand. He compelled himself to read stories about successful people like Rockefeller and J.P. Morgan, further motivating him to become a hard worker. Despite his immense efforts, Chuck Schwab struggled with grades. He knew he needed an alternative path to enter a prestigious college. Chuck's life-changing opportunity came through his remarkable talent: golf. He became one of the most accomplished young golfers in the city, securing a spot at the prestigious Stanford University, a school considered a life-changer for any student at the time. Chuck's challenges were far from over at Stanford. His reading disability continued to haunt him, and his grades remained poor. However, he found his strength in economics and graduated at the top of his class after putting in incredible effort. After graduation, Chuck entered the world of finance, working as a stock market analyst. He learned the ins and outs of analyzing companies, and it was through this experience that he thought he could create wealth. However, Chuck was fixated on starting his own company, mirroring his heroes, J.P. Morgan and Rockefeller. After 2 years at Foster Investment Service, he teamed up with 2 colleagues and a client to establish their own company, First Commander Corporation. Chuck saw an opportunity in the booming market of the 1960s. He noticed a need for high-quality, well-researched newsletters, similar to financial media companies like Bloomberg today. Within a year, they gained 3,000 subscribers, each paying $72 annually, equivalent to $2 million in revenue in 2023. As success brought profit, conflict among partners arose. Chuck wanted to reinvest earnings to expand the business while his partners desired to withdraw the money. In an audacious move, Chuck bought out his partners, securing total control of the company. However, the timing of this buyout couldn't be worse. The stock market was about to enter its most volatile decade, with crashes and economic challenges ahead. The stock market was in free fall, with the loss of 2.73 points in the composite index, the largest since 1939. Chuck's company was decimated, but he refused to give up. Chuck noticed a growing number of independent investors who didn't require investment advice from stockbrokers. They simply needed someone to buy and sell stocks without asking questions. He saw an opportunity staring right at him. During the bear market, public animosity towards the finance industry grew. Chuck realized that the image of a stockbroker had become more negative. He knew there was an opportunity to launch a revolutionary type of brokerage firm called discount stockbrokers. The problem was, Chuck was broke, and no bank was willing to extend him credit. So he pitched his idea to friends and family, raising the necessary funding to bring his vision to life. Charles Schwab officially reopened its doors as a groundbreaking stock brokerage, offering unprecedented low-cost trading. It was a slow start, with only 300 clients in the first year, but it was just the beginning of a remarkable journey. In the 1980s, Charles Schwab faced another challenge. The company had grown so fast that it needed more outside capital to continue its expansion. Chuck decided to go public through an IPO, but the stock market crash of 1987 shattered his plans. After the crash, Charles Schwab was forced to cut costs, laying off employees and reducing payroll. It was a difficult time, but Chuck knew there were always opportunities. Regardless of the economic environment, During these challenging times, Chuck saw a growing number of independent investors who didn't require investment advice. They simply needed someone to buy and sell stocks without asking questions. Chuck realized that the traditional brokerage model was in need of disruption. Charles Schwab decided to launch a revolutionary type of brokerage firm, one that focused on providing low-cost, efficient trading services. This was a game changer, and it set the stage for Charles Schwab's dominance in the industry. However, the journey was far from smooth. The dot-com bubble and the subsequent crash of the early 2000s posed significant challenges to Charles Schwab. Revenues and profits plummeted, and the stock price spiraled downward. In a surprising move, Chuck Schwab returned to the helm of the company as CEO. He knew that diversification was not the answer. The key to success was focusing on growth and improving client service. With Chuck's leadership, Charles Schwab experienced a dramatic transformation. Revenues began to climb, profitability was restored, and the company's stock price started to recover. Chuck Schwab retired one last time, passing the CEO title to Walter Bettinger. The company had been rescued, and Walter Bettinger was determined to elevate Charles Schwab to new heights. But the biggest challenge was yet to come. In 2008, the financial crisis hit, and Charles Schwab, like many other financial institutions, faced enormous difficulties. Bettinger faced the task of rebuilding the company, and he recognized the need for change and innovation. Charles Schwab had to adapt to the ever-changing financial landscape. Bettinger introduced intelligent portfolios, one of the early pioneers of robo-advisors. This innovation captured a new era of investors, and Charles Schwab's success continued to grow. In 2020, Charles Schwab reached new heights. They acquired TD Ameritrade and solidified their position as an industry leader. Their client base almost doubled, with over $7 trillion under management. But in the midst of their success, a new challenger emerged: Robinhood. The commission-free brokerage platform grew rapidly, attracting millions of users. Charles Schwab responded by eliminating trading commissions, a bold move that temporarily affected their revenue, but demonstrated their commitment to quality service. The unexpected GameStop saga put Robinhood in a vulnerable position. As they halted trading, Charles Schwab seized the opportunity to regain the trust of investors. The story of Charles Schwab is a testament to the power of determination and innovation. In the ever-changing world of finance, they faced challenges, adapted, and continue to thrive. There's a significant development that demands our attention. Over Labor Day weekend, financial advisor John Robinson was slated to migrate his clients' funds from TD Ameritrade to Charles Schwab. It was part of the largest account migration in the brokerage industry's history, a colossal undertaking. However, what he expected to be a straightforward process turned into a nightmare. Robinson found himself in the midst of a dumpster fire. A $1.7 million account was mistakenly assigned to him, and shockingly, 3 of his client accounts, totaling over $4 million, were incorrectly assigned to another advisor. In a scenario that no financial professional could fathom, Robinson was left with more questions than answers. Desperate to resolve the situation, Robinson attempted to reach out to Schwab's service desk. Unfortunately, he faced a daunting challenge. He couldn't get through. The frustration and anxiety that came with the missing accounts were palpable. Eventually, Robinson managed to speak with someone the next day. He recounted the experience, stating, "They asked me, 'What's the account number?' And I said, 'I don't know. I can't see the accounts.'" The situation was dire, and it left a seasoned financial advisor disheartened and worried about the future. 4 long days later, the accounts were reassigned correctly, finally resolving the chaos. However, the scars from this nightmarish experience linger. Charles Schwab, a giant in the financial world, could potentially lose a valued business relationship. For Robinson, owner of Financial Planning Hawaii, the decision is now a difficult one. He states, "It's 50-50. My great preference is I'd very much like to leave. I'm disappointed. This is not what I was expecting." In this unexpected turn of events, Charles Schwab, a renowned institution with a storied history, finds itself at a crossroads. The challenges it faces today mirror the obstacles it has overcome in the past. The financial landscape remains dynamic and ever-evolving, and adaptability is key to success. As we conclude this financial odyssey, the future of Charles Schwab remains uncertain. The world of investing is dynamic and ever-evolving. But one thing is clear: Charles Schwab's legacy is far from over. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Stay tuned for more inspiring stories.